the building's fine.
Are they going in and trying to take off? Explain what the experts are going in, trying to take off, trying to take off the building.
And we're trying to put this on footage.
Explain it to us yet. What we can see is that they're pulling pieces off the tower that did not go down. It looks like they're pulling out pieces. This is all very because we understand they are searching that debris mountain that is underneath the ground. So some of the stuff is falling on top of that mountain. They tell us structural engineers are working with the firefighters.
We're trying to see it.
I mean, you've seen the video going into this garage. The walls are caving in, and they're just trying to find anything. And again, like pieces of this building are just falling on top of that debris field. So it's an active, it's a confusing, it's a dangerous situation here. All the families want answers, and every minute that goes by, it's just they feel less and less vulnerable.
Carrie, let me have you jump in here, because there's also a huge question. We don't have the answer to this, we're probably not gonna throw out, just how in the heck did this happen? How in the world does this building just collapse in an instant overnight, right?
15 or 20.
We still don't know the reason, or any
We're
closer
not
to
like,
getting there.
take a pass on that, D12.
We only have people who are like speculating on
Four seconds.
engineers to look at it. We do know that
We're changing our name.
a $15 million assessment on the condominium. That means the people who live there are going to share the expenses of
I like
$10
that.
million renovation. Now, at 40 years, that building like this is mandated to have a state inspection, which was underway right now. But it's important
I'm afraid of it, man.
the area that collapsed.
It's not what I'm afraid of, I'm afraid.
That's where the salt
I'm afraid I
comes
will.
from. And it is very common for buildings along
Rachel
nature
wasn't afraid
to
of
have concrete restoration after many years of exposure to salt, because that salt spray, you can't even see, hardly even feel, but it's there unless there happens to be a storm. Migrates through the concrete that keeps the rebar, which is the steel inside, which is what holds the structural integrity of the building. So once they get through it, they're dealing right now, search and recovery, then they will eventually be able to look at the pieces and see if they find forensic research of what actually happened by analyzing the debris. I might also do one other thing that may seem complicated. Seeing this equipment right now that's taking out parts and parts that are falling and et cetera. What they're attempting to do, from my conversation with the Miami-Dade Fire Department, is they're attempting to secure the possibility of this actually falling on its own, what remains there falling on its own. And so it seems counterintuitive about having something
It doesn't really matter how much that was.
down, but having it out of the way,
If it was enough.
as opposed to removing a piece, kind of like that game of Jenga where you pull something out and you hope it doesn't fall. It could. They're trying to stabilize
That's like rubber.
that so that then they can then begin doing this effort with super heavy equipment that they brought in last night and pulling something off the top. Because up until this point, the only access point has been underneath. And while they've been tunneling from underneath the garage, they also would like to attack this from the surface, and that's what we're kind of looking at right now, according to what the fire department officials have been telling me.
As we said, this has been almost 30 hours of this day. It is still so active. There's a ton of people on the scene. They're grateful for the presence of the reporting. Thank you. Bringing that Dr. Howard Lieberman, a trauma surgeon, part of the urban search and rescue team there. Dr. Lieberman, thank you very much for being with us this morning. I know you've been at the scene. Can you tell us what your experience has been like there?
Whatever your lungs.
Yeah, so I guess it's yesterday, probably around 1 p.m. Initially came on scene here as requested by a fire rescue for a trauma surgeon. There was already probably one who was on scene the night before, it's 1950. And, for the first few hours of the night, I had to go to trauma surgeon for Jackson Memorial Hospital. Around 7 p.m., we got the initial appointment for the fire rescue, urban search and rescue, task force 1 to deploy. So I kind of switched roles from trauma surgeon and fire trauma center to a medical manager for the Miami-Dade Fire Rescue, urban search and rescue. And basically, the pictures that we can show your viewers, it says it all. A 12-story building, we reduced it up 4 stories, and that's pretty much what we're looking at.
I understand that you're prepared for blood infusions on
That's
site in
great.
case there are, I assume that's in case there
That
are
was a good
survivors
rescue.
who are found who need immediate help. Tell us
That
about
was
that.
better.
Yeah, so, we have a really good relationship with with Jackson Memorial Hospital and like
I don't know if you hear me.
we do a lot of projects.
I do see a lot of
We
trouble.
collaborate really well.
Like,
So we
I would have
do
like
a lot of
a
our
computer
the
on
hospital.
and
It's all
whatever
a
conversation,
cooler or a fridge around there.
you know,
And we have it here, so we,
radio,
so we need it. We can always get new blood from the
they
hospital. We
would talk
need it.
back.
But at this point, we have to.
They might, I don't know.
Are you, and this is a difficult question, are you hopeful that you will be able to, that there will be somebody you can find, or at this point, you know, given where we are in the process, what is your sense of optimism, I should ask, Dr. Reese? And you're, you know, professional opinion of what you've seen.
So, I mean, one thing I'm doing is everything about both, especially if you're patients coming to the hospital that I really had no prognosis and would survive and they proved me wrong and stuff in the hospital. And the same thing here, everyone here is working this as search and rescue. No one is giving up, everyone is working exceptionally hard. The people that I'm working with the search and rescue team, they're some of the best people that, you know, for their job, they're absolutely amazing. They impress me every day that I work with them, and no one is giving up hope. And we're just doing our job.
I understand that you also are involved with the police first, and the actual response to safety will be. You have to then folks are exhausted on the
Go
ground.
ahead, Brad.
But they're also humans, they also have almost a superhuman strength, they can keep going even if
Whatever,
it's.
Defense Intelligence or Department of
Yeah,
Defense.
that's.
You pick up any of those
When
things,
it comes to the job, working crazy hours, mostly nonstop. Some of us are going on to work 25, 27 hours straight now. My responsibility at this point is to update the state of
Any electronic
task force and all the people who are here searching. And that's my main
It's
concern.
like sifting
That
flour.
they stay safe and that they need my help.
So whatever,
Doctor,
it's something I'm gonna
I
say.
think we're having a little bit of an audio issue every time we're having you, Rick, so glad that you're able to be with us and take a couple of minutes out of what I know is a difficult and very busy morning. The last 26 hours or so for you. Thank you. We're gonna bring you any news.
Of course, that's because we're not
We're
talking
keeping an eye on the potential for more breaking news. We are live on scene and we'll bring you anything as we get it. We're also following up with a headline today, and that is former Minneapolis police officer Derek Chauvin said to be sentenced just a few hours from now. The attorney for George Floyd's family is with us about what justice will look like in this instance. And Senate Republican leaders bulking at that $1.2 trillion infrastructure deal.
Let's do
From President Biden, but one leading Senate Republican is calling the whole thing extortion.
Might be under arms.
What if the first thing you wanted other drivers to notice was unnoticeable until you turned them on? Just how big can you make a nav screen? Can you be civilized in that leading civilization?
Okay, time's up.
We did. It's your journey, and it all new Monday to Sunday.
Our short feels like it's separate.
It's using the new city cash on a different kind of card that rewards them for spending. Just like stepping outside of the comfort zone.
I don't know what the whole this is.
Or fourth time streaming that period drama, man. It just made me miss your best life. So I'm gonna have to start it again. Even insisted he didn't need directions.
She did.
Yeah, not lost,
Like
so
this,
tomorrow.
going upstairs.
That's
Do
it.
you know where I am? From select gas, streaming, travel, and more. 35% cash back. Automatically adjust your top eligible spend cap. Up to $500 spent each bill cycle.
Oh, he's got this room.
This is what there. The right's over there. Okay, here we go.
Dad, why didn't you answer your phone?
$220. I'll say it here. 01.
This is Coley, my foster family. When I first started fostering Coley, I had been giving him kibble. It never looked or felt like real food, but with the farmer's dog, consumed the pieces of turkey. It's awesome.
Okay, that's two.
I saw a difference almost overnight. Mom moves on the dog, right? As he's aged, he's still quite energetic and youthful. I barely attribute that to diet. You know, he's my buddy. My job is to keep my buddy safe and
So
healthy.
Nickelback, some shitless. Yeah. Because the guy's not.
HondaDogs.com.
And then Cougar Ann's. It's out there.
My dad has sleep apnea. It's like this thing.
Whatever, the
He
dust.
struggled with it big time. I ended up having to
Voted
sleep
against
on
the
it.
war,
Can you believe that? Now I'm back.
And they didn't fight the British going for it.
Inspired is a sleep apnea treatment that works inside his body with a click of that remote.
But they're
Guess
still
what?
like,
No mask, no hose,
pretty cool.
just
To be,
Okay, go to bed.
I'll be back.
pretty cool.
Inspire sleep apnea innovation. Learn more at inspire.
This is not just a grill. This is a Weber grill. An open invitation
Oh, it
to
is.
explore. So live that
Right.
and light the fire of curiosity within.
I'm gonna send in a trip
There's
to
frontiers of flavor.
and we
Savor
liberate
those
those
aspects. And
and
let preconceived notions go and stop. Because here, the fire of discovery is always burning. Weber, discover what's possible.
Non-valvular AFib can mean a lifetime of blood thinners, and if you are troubled by falls and bleeds, worry follows you everywhere. 100
Churchill,
people have left blood thinners behind.
told FDR,
So one time,
we
minimally
stop having
invasive
imperial
procedure that
colonies,
reduces stroke risk
we
and
liberate the
for
oppressed,
life. Watch me.
and in exchange, well, the United States agreed to like, not let them get wiped out.
Significant news coming out in just a few hours from Minneapolis, when former police officer
Yeah.
Eric Chauvin will be sentenced to
United
the murder of
States
George Floyd. This
This
is
is
closely
bull.
watched, not just in Minneapolis, but all over the country, as our own Gabe Gutierrez knows. He's been covering this story from the
They
very
do that
beginning.
in the,
Gabe, nuts and bolts here, what are the expectations for the sentencing?
around 4 years.
Well, first, before I get there, I want to show behind me, this is the government's courthouse. This all went down 2 months ago, the verdict coming down here. As you can see behind me, it is open to trial. And so much of this community.
Whatever,
has
60s, 70s, 50s. Hey, I'm saying this, why always, last one in the
came down.
cars?
A lot of changes happened.
Well, just have a public
These
forum,
last 3 months ago, looking ahead to this
means you're
afternoon.
indirect
Sentencing
representative.
hearing. Now,
Now,
George
sure,
Chauvin
we
faces
say
a maximum
phone slip.
up to 40 years in prison,
We
but
have
prosecutors are asking for 30
means
years
you're
behind
indirect
bars. The
representative.
defense, of course, wants
There's
just
gonna be
probation
some
and time
forms.
served. But
Watch the
Eric
money,
Chauvin, the
property,
sentencing
earnings,
guidelines for second-degree murder are usually between 10
life,
and
welfare.
15 years behind bars. And many of these sentences likely get more than that because the judge has already agreed
Like what,
that there were
paperwork,
aggravating factors in this case.
like
Among them that
Social
Chauvin
Security,
committed his crime in front
or
of children.
social
Now, he did speak with a juror who was present in the
Anyway,
room for those
health
jury
reform,
deliberations. And everything is still
indirect
sinking into her. It's been more than 2 months.
And 2 days of
She told us that the key piece of evidence in
No.
this case was Dr. Martin Tobin.
It doesn't mean you're down the
On
hall.
legislative, listen.
It means we don't have.
Dr. Tobin's was huge. Also, the chief of police, hearing him speak and hearing him say, you know, definitively, this is not what we train, this is not what we teach, this is not what we do here. This is against
Of course.
our policies as caretakers, you know, in our custody, in our care, and that was not the case.
And again, the historic nature of all this is still sinking in for her. I asked her what she thought an appropriate punishment for Derek Chauvin would be. She declined to answer and said she'd leave that up to the judge. Alec?
Gabe Gutierrez, live first there in Minneapolis. Gabe, thank you. I want to bring in now the Floyd family attorney,
Amazing, right?
Benjamin Crump. Mr. Crump, thank you for being back on the show. Good morning.
There's a conk out.
Thank you for having me out.
So you heard Gabe lay out that the prosecution is looking for 30 years behind bars for Chauvin.
Okay, so we
The
don't
defense
trust.
wants probation and time served. The maximum is 40 years. So I ask you
All
this,
500.
what does accountability look like for the Floyd family? Is it the max?
That's the one that
Is
said
it
that.
30 years? What would they be happy
What's that like?
with?
Super sexy unarmed jumpers.
Well, the family has always said that what they want to see
Well, Russell Grove,
Derek Chauvin be
needs attention.
sentenced to the same thing that George Floyd would be sentenced, and the roles being reversed. What they seek is equal justice and accountability.
So that's how it
There's
is.
a long amount of
I
time,
said, we don't
and
really
then
want
one
to
team
talk
so
about
here recently, that would be just
You want to
because
see the
justice
process?
would be having George back.
And one, $1.
They hope that this sentence will help America
Try with the one.
and get into to this
Well,
quest
always has
for
the one hand.
accountability and equal justice, they know George is not coming back. And to us, it's a case, it's a cause, a hashtag. To them, that's their flesh and blood.
You're right, and to make the point, and I think it's important to talk about this show, accountability versus justice, right? So I'm gonna ask you, as it relates to accountability, the max is 40 years, right? The prosecution isn't even seeking that. If it is anything less than the max,
That's what it's like.
do you feel like George Floyd's family will feel robbed of the accountability that they're seeking?
Well, I think Attorney General Ellison and his office have asked for 30 years. They've explained to the family that sentencing guidelines say 10 to 15 years. But they think certainly, as Gabe said, there are aggravating circumstances that would cause the guilty judge's position to have an upward departure. Would they represent 40 years? Absolutely. But they understand the prosecution request for 30 years, and they believe if the judge gives 30 years, that they will be able to thank the court well for a sincere hope. Anything less than 20 years is troubling.
Well, the defense wants that, right? The defense wants probation and time served, and here's why. Derek Chauvin's lawyers point to, the fact that he's 45. They say he's got this preliminary heart damage diagnosis. They say there's a likelihood of him becoming a target in prison, and that he is the product, they say, of a broken system. Your reaction to that? Do you think they'll have to sway with the judge?
Look at some
And what I'm thinking about is I hear the excuses often. None of those excuses were accepted for.
Well, they're gonna say, this guy was
convicted of murder.
okay,
So
yeah.
why would we do anything when this white man was convicted of killing a black man? This is an opportunity for America
Okay,
to
you
be
see
able
our
to
top,
show that we're ready to have this racial reckoning, that
different from this guy.
we're ready to deal with
who does have this
and the
criminal
criminal
history
justice system.
that's been converted into a mental health issue.
Discriminatory
He's not supposed to be acting as an officer.
articulated from the
That's
actions
just
of our
corruption
courts.
that
So
stays part.
this will be a turning point for
Right
America.
there,
Leave
about
this moment
or security.
based on what happened on May 25th, 2020, 13 months till today, to see if America can be better. Can we have better policing? That's what we need the George Floyd Justice and Policing Act. After we get accountability today in the criminal matter, we got accountability on the civil matter. But we need to get accountability on the policy matter. So hopefully we can prevent future injustices like George Floyd, like Breonna Taylor, like Jacob Blake Jr., like Alabama Turner, like Stephon Martin, like Alvin Sterling, like Philando Castile, like Alabama Johnson. I mean, the list goes on and on. We want to have this accountability. So they can prevent us losing our children unjustly to the very people who are supposed to protect and serve them.
Mr. Crump, we're out of time. Very, very quickly, though, I know we are like to get past statements just recall at the sentencing. Is it possible that we could hear from George Floyd's daughter?
Very possible.
Is that your expectation for today? We'll hear from you.
Very possible, yes, ma'am.
Mr. Crump, thank you very much for being with us. Appreciate your time. More news now, because as we speak, Vice President Kamala Harris arriving in Texas, heading to the southern border for the first time since taking office. As Texas Democratic Congressman Joaquin Castro, criticism from her own party that the VP's trip is too, in their view, politically safe. Plus, we're keeping our eye on what's happening in Florida, where more than 150 people are still going back to that rescue scene. There's potential new information on that.
With technology is easier to use. Barriers will stand a chance. That's why we'll stop at nothing to deliver our technology as a service.
It's my time to come alive.
Ripping it, right, so, not so
Watch right, there's a research, 24/7 assistance. Keeping your oyster business growing as you sponsor a lead and hire Indeed you do. You sponsor a job, you get on shortlist and quality candidates. Resumes complete match your job criteria. Visit Indeed.com/hire and get started today.
If you want to be a winner, then get a turkey football roast up like it. That's oven roasted turkey. Piled high with crisp veggies on freshly baked bread. So let's get out there and get those footlongs.
Now let's Subway about one footlong in the app and get 50% off. Subway, eat fresh.
You've done this, and plenty of that. You tried this,
I got one right
and
there.
you're way over that. You're ready. Take a look.
Okay.
You've been safe and will continue to be. You need value and the right place. At Bestmaster, we have one for you and our family of hotels.
Say winner.
Book now at bestmaster.com.
Just say winner when you can't get
Lincoln College has so much to offer. We have all types of sports, Black Student Union, we have NSLS, we have all these organizations that help you find where you're supposed to be. And wherever you fit in, you can find what your passion and your purpose is. At Lincoln College, you are seen here and you are heard here and you belong here. Trust me, I've been here and I know exactly how it feels to be nervous and new. But once you get to Lincoln College, once you set foot on this campus, you're going to feel the energy, the vibes, you're going to feel like this is your home.
If you want it, Southern's got Hyundai, Kia, Nissan, and Volkswagen. Any model, any trim level. If you want it, Southern's got it. Plus, Southern in South County is overpaying for your trade. We're giving every 5,000 over during our trade-aid sales event. So there's no reason not to trade up for something new. You want it, Southern's got it.
Save on a Suntrap.com.
Looking for a great career opportunity?
You got it.
We're hiring. Visit SouthernCareers.com.
Girl, we got nothing to sell.
This is not just a grill. This is a Weber grill.
What do you want my license?
So lift that lid and light a fire, curiosity lit. Let's go what's possible.
I don't think that the kids in my son's school even do it. No way. No way.
That's almost.
Help you.
Update now on the search for survivors after that building collapse, that condo collapse in Surfside, Florida. That the governor, Ron DeSantis, speaking in his last couple moments while we're at the commercial break in Pensacola. He says he spoke with the FEMA director who pledged support. He also says it's important to find out what happened and to see if it's unique to this building or if there is some kind of broader issue. NBC's Vaughn Hilliard joins us now outside the Family Reunification Center. And Vaughn, talk us through what the setup is there and what you see.
Yeah, it's a hell of a scene out here. Essentially, you have family members and friends that have just congregated. We're about 20 miles away from the site of the condo collapse here. You know, I just talked to a gentleman named Luis Bermudez there, who's just standing here. I just want to show you a photo. You know, just standing on the sidewalk, not knowing what to do all these hours later here. His son, also named Luis, said muscular dystrophy living inside of the unit here. He said he didn't want to go on camera, but he doesn't know what to do other than stand here and just wait. And that is the reality that so many families here are going through right now. There's another gentleman here who is, says a family member was inside. And very evidently with his words, losing patience. This is tough here. We're now on day 2 here. And these rescue crews, so understandably, are working so deliberately through this. But at the same time, you have families here standing, waiting, hoping, as officials have said, that their loved ones may still be underneath that rubble here. At the same time, these weather conditions have been extremely difficult. Again, bursts of rain coming up 3 times just in the last 2 hours here. Hampering this very effort here. 159 individuals still unaccounted for, as everybody here on scene at the reunification center just waits. You know, just 3 individuals overnight pulled from the rubble. None of them surviving. This is tough, and as that one man clearly becoming impatient, and understandably, as folks are desperate to understand what lies beneath that rubble, and if there's any chance that their loved ones may still be surviving.
Well, that's the word desperate. It is big, and it is heartbreaking. One mother in life was there. As we look now, again, we've been talking about dogs, rescue dogs, you see response dogs on scene, looking for any sign of life. I want to bring in now, as we take a live look at this rescue operation unfolding as we speak. I want to bring in Tina Paul, Vice Mayor of Surfside, which is obviously the town where this is happening, just north of Miami Beach. So, Paul, thank you very much for being with us. Good morning. Can you hear me okay?
Good morning, thank you, Patty.
Of course, and let me start with the facts of this here. 150 accounted for. In the last 2 hours since we got that briefing, has that number changed at all? Have any of the numbers involved in this number, any updates for us?
We're not talking about her, we're talking about.
I do have the updates here, I'm sure the number will change, but the sooner, we can only be focused for better, but I don't have an update as of yet.
Okay. And you had a chance to
We're
go
not
over that.
talking about her, we're talking about
That your
Grass.
policies.
I haven't been there today because I was in a rush to get to the town hall, but I was there, most of the day yesterday, my day was split between being there and being at the site,
And
the
sentence, you just
And I
got
wonder
the
what
ass
you can tell those
off.
families or families that you visited with, Paul, what is your message to them as they are in this moment of, you have to imagine other
You don't
avenues?
discuss shit like Zach's all.
I do, and what I can tell them is that we will do everything we can to help with this, rescue and recovery, and we will, any equipment that's needed, I've had requests for equipment, people wanting to, donate equipment, excavation equipment, and, we signed up on one yesterday that came through that's been, at the site. There's another one I spoke with today, there's a team from Mexico that is there, ready to help, but they have to go through the proper channels through Miami-Dade County, who's having, this, recovery, and, they're standing by, waiting, and if they need assistance from the town, we will authorize whatever we need to authorize to help find these people.
One of my colleagues on scene there, Carrie Sanders, reported that officials were talking about yesterday hearing what they described as tapping. Now they're no longer hearing, they're no longer describing it as a tapping, or they're describing it as voices generally. Can you give us any more insight into any sounds, any signs, anything that's coming from that pile of wreckage that we're looking at that could, in a specific concrete way, give these responders hope that somebody at least is alive?
I can, it's heartbreaking when you look at that, it's heartbreaking, but we need to know, we need to find them, people have culture, and you have to know, I believe in the possibility that we can find somebody there, but I don't know, and the weather's not really cooperating, it's raining, it's not raining, it's windy. The rescue workers are there, not just ours, all of the neighboring municipalities have come forward and helped us. Our workers are there, public works director has been on the site since last night, he was, since the night before, losing track of the days because
Almost not at all, anecdotally, we've heard incidents, for example, one woman who woke up all but her family members that you're breathing at your strange noises in the building the next morning class. Have there been any reports that had come to you in Surfside of concerns about the structural stability of this building prior to its collapse?
Unfortunately, no. The only concerns we had received was about a month ago about the roof, because they were doing roof repair on the roof, and we had an issue, especially, one of the couples who was accounted for, and they had contacted the town, they contacted just all the commissioners, and we all responded. And, the issue was that the tar was coming, to bring the tar up to the roof, they were raising it too close to the windows, and the fumes were just overwhelming them. There were an elderly couple that was homebound, and so we worked, we had a really additional work with them to see what they could do to relocate.
Any concerns about any other buildings in the area at this point?
Well, we're concerned about all the buildings because until we know exactly what happened here, we have to, we have a structural engineer independently to look at this particular building and all of our condo buildings, because, if there's, we don't know what happens.